obsessively, relentlessly at your service. To me, it means being there 24/7, rain or shine, during storms, after storms.
Being a first responder to the community, to my customers.
Being there to get the customers back on and to see the smiles on their face.
To provide the kind of reliability that we can hold our heads high about.
And we want to keep our customers safe. Safety's first around here.
And that's rewarding.
Frank, when you think Fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sunkissed Orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
Across Iowa, you don't have to look far to find a bank that's got your back. From just around the corner to the next town over, hundreds of neighborhood banks are going the distance to ensure your future looks brighter than ever. By providing jobs, supporting local businesses, strengthening communities, and helping your dreams become reality. Here, the life you build is backed by Iowa banks. See how banks are making a difference near you at iowabankers.com.
Living your best life means something different to everyone, especially when it comes to healthcare. That's why Mercy One offers compassionate, personalized care. We are here for you with one team of experts, providing access to the primary care and highly rated specialty care you need, easily and conveniently. So go ahead, live your best life. We're with you every step of the way. Mercy One, your best life, our one purpose.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders, it's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on a successful year, and remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
You're watching the 2023 Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. We have reached day number 3 at state, and we've got an exciting Class 2A quarterfinal matchup coming your way as the Pocahontas Indians go head-to-head with the Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont Rockets. And hello, basketball fans. Delighted to have you with us here on day 3, Wednesday morning here at State, alongside Daniel Versteeg here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. I'm Hunter Phillips, and so here we are, Daniel. You know, we close out this Class 2A bracket with an intriguing matchup, the 3 versus 6. On one side, Pocahontas, a team that's back for the first time since winning the 2017 state title in 3A. But for the other side, for EBF, first time they've been here, at least the community, for 56 years, setting up for a fun one.
Yeah, you got to imagine the butterflies are just fluttering right now if you're Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont. 1967, the last time they've been to state. But they're no joke. They're no fluke. They're 24-0 this year. They're one of only a handful of undefeated teams at the state tournament. So should be a really intriguing matchup.
So let's take a look at our road to state for both teams. You see Pocahontas on the left side of your screen. 20-4 defeated Underwood in the Region 8 championship. This is a team that gets after it on the defensive end of the floor. It can also take care of the glass, and you see the 2 players to keep an eye on today for the Indians. But for Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont, undefeated, 24-0, the second Class 2A team to come into the tournament with an unblemished record. Defeated Hudson in a 3-overtime thriller to get here. They distribute the ball well, and they score the ball well. And their trio of scorers led by Whitney Klein, one to keep an eye on today. So it's going to be a lot of fun here as we get closer to tip-off. When we come back, we will dive deeper into the matchup with the Kruger Seed Siege for Success on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, Only the S's are silent. Let's go!
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
When you choose Delta Dental of Iowa, you set a chain of good in motion. Because we invest in your community. So whether you get your plan at work or purchase it through us, you get more than great dental and vision insurance. You make a difference for others. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, and for your community.
Getting closer to Class 2A quarterfinal action here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. It is Pocahontas battling Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont. As we get closer here to the ball being sent in the air, let's take a look at our Kruger seeds for success. So, Daniel, what are the seeds for success for both teams here to get to the semifinal round?
Well, for Pocahontas area, I think it's got to start on the glass. We had it on our Road to State graphic. They're one of the best rebounding teams in Class 2A, so they cannot allow second chances. Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont is a pair of 6-footers. They don't need any help. They don't need a second chance. So Pocahontas area has to be good on the glass and stay under control. This Pocahontas area team's going to want to press. They're going to want to make things difficult, but they can't go too fast. Otherwise, it's going to be they're going to get out of control. So they got to keep the pace in control in this contest. And for Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont, take care of the ball. Those kind of go hand in hand. When Pocahontas area forces 18 steals a ball game, Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont cannot be turning it over. And finally, for the Rockets, soak in the moment and relax. You're 24-0. Yeah, you haven't been here in 56 years. I get it. It's the bright lights. They could get to you. But you're 24-0 for the reason. Go back to what you've been doing all season and treat this like any other game.
Setting the table for an exciting one here today. Today's Seeds for Success were brought to you by Kruger Seeds. The next time you're in need of corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first-class seed, first-name service. Learn more at KrugerSeed.com. We'll take another quick break. When we come back, we'll meet both teams as we get ready for tip-off here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Obsessively, relentlessly at your service. To me, it means being there 24/7, rain or shine, during storms, after storms.
Being a first responder to the community, to my customers.
Being there to get the customers back on and to see the smiles on their face.
To provide the kind of reliability that we can hold our heads high about.
And we want to keep our customers safe. Safety's first around here.
And that's rewarding.
The well is packed on this Wednesday, day 3 here at the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. It's Pocahontas area and Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont to close out the Class 2A quarterfinal round. The winner of this game will go on to face Central Lyon, who easily toppled Panorama before we got started here, 66-30. Two teams coming in with a lot of energy, looking to make some noise here today. Now we'll turn it over to Tim Fitzpatrick, our public address announcer, to meet both teams.
The visiting team, the Pocahontas area Indians, and the Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont Rockets. Fans, tradition is an important part of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union's storied history. Because our past is an integral part of what we do today, we ask that everyone in attendance please join in a round of applause to show our appreciation to all the women who have participated in high school athletics in Iowa. Once an Iowa girl, always an Iowa girl. Thank you. Fans, at this time, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and the Iowa Farm Bureau would like to recognize the outstanding sportsmanship shown by Pocahontas Area High School and Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont High School. In recognition of the importance of good sportsmanship, each state qualifying school was asked to nominate a spectator who represents their school and community in a sportsmanlike manner. Madison Melchert, IGHSAU Assistant Director, will present each nominee with a certificate of recognition and a $250 check payable to their school scholarship fund. Please join us in honoring these individuals whose decorum and respect for others serves as a model for all spectators attending interscholastic events. From Pocahontas Area High School, Kyle Ryerson, accepted by Misty Ryerson. And from EBF High School, Melvin Yeoman. The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union promotes good sportsmanship by participants, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants, officials, and spectators in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or abusive comments, or intimidating actions directed at officials, participants, coaches, team representatives, or event personnel will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. We thank you for your cooperation and invite you to just enjoy the game. Fans, it's now time to introduce our players in today's 2A quarterfinal matchup. First of all, here are your non-starters for the Pocahontas Area Indians. Number 3, Kristen Axman. Number 4, Amanda Davis. Number 10, Madison Vile. Number 14, Jenna Vonamy. Number 15, Kaylin Reed. Number 22, Delaney Jensen. Number 32, Natalie Point. Number 33, Elena Kakacek. 34, Haley Hosworth. And 45, Katie Ryerson. Your assistant coach, Dave Dutcher. Now here are your non-starters for the EBF Rockets. Number 10, Cooper Shampoo. Number 12, Kaylee Helm. Number 21, Lacey Taylor. Number 24, Emma Neese. Number 31, Chloe Lyon. 34, Ella Ray. And number 42, Bella Noble. Your assistant coaches, Mike Haywood, Madison Wade, and Ryan Jackson. And now, here are your starters for this 2A quarterfinal. For Pocahontas area, at guard is senior number 11, Carly Jensen. For EBF at forward, a sophomore number 1, Molly Schaefer. For the Indians at guard, a senior number 12, Akesa Dutcher. For the Rockets at guard, a senior number 2, Whitney Klein. For Pocahontas area at center, a senior number 23, Megan Sump. For EBF at guard, a sophomore number 3, Ava Eastlick. For the Indians at forward, a senior number 25, Paige Malone. For the Rockets at forward, a sophomore number 11, Kate Schaefer. For Pocahontas area at forward, a senior number 30, Abby Oberhelman. And for EBF at forward, a junior number 22, Alaya Wagaman. Co-head coaches for the Indians, Robert Mask and Eric Francis. For the Rockets, Tony Fenton. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you our officials for today's 2A quarterfinal as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Sean Peterson, Mark Royer, and Chad Schellmeyer. All right, who's ready for state tournament basketball?
And before we begin today's game, we'd like to once again thank the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, for their support. The Iowa Farm Bureau has an office located in each county across Iowa, and we'd like to thank the offices listed on your screen for their support of the two teams playing in our game today. Thank you, Iowa Farm Bureau, for supporting the IGHSAU and the Iowa Girl. 3 2A quarterfinals down, 1 to go. Ball is up in the air, and we are underway here as we are at day 3 near the noon hour at Wells Fargo Arena in downtown Des Moines. Hunter Phillips and Daniel Versteeg, delighted to have you with us on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. Early 3 hoisted by the Indians. They come away with the loose ball. They're in the black uniforms with red numerals and lettering, white trim, while EBF is in the white uniforms and coming away with the steal, gold numerals and lettering, navy blue trim. And driving there with the finish, drawing the foul, was Ava Eastlick.
And Eastlick made a great play out of that 2-3 zone that the Rockets came out with right away. Trying to slow down Pocahontas, their pace. We talked about it on the defensive end, but the Indians like to speed things up on offense as well, so we'll see if that zone maybe slows them down today.
Eastlick, one of 3 sophomores in the starting 5 for Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont. Shooting at 73.5% from the line, connects on both, and that's our first set of points here this morning. Pocahontas, the 6th seed, 20-4. Back at state for the first time since 2017 when they won their second consecutive 3A title. There's the block along the outside. Racing ahead are the Rockets, up and under and in for Schaefer.
And this is great to see out of a team who hasn't been here before 56 years ago. They're calm, cool, and collected. They're in every passing lane right now. Pocahontas area is really having a tough time.
Step back 3 from up top. That one is drilled in.
And when you can't move the ball, might as well take the shot yourself.
Akesa Dutcher, she can certainly light it up. And now Pocahontas area coming away with the steal, but can't get the finish. Both teams aggressive here to start. Nice dish down low. The bank doesn't go in for Wagaman. Driving in is Jansen. And another block, this time coming in the low post area for EBF.
And here's where the size is going to play to Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont's advantage. They've got 3 players that can line that back row of the 2-3 zone and just make life really difficult for the driving guards of Pocahontas area.
Step back 3 doesn't reach the iron. Will be Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont basketball.
And the outside shots usually go in for Pocahontas area. They shoot about 30% from the three-point arc. Could be a long day if they can't get those to go.
A press there by the Indians. Tie up here right at half court. It will stay with Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont, the 3 seed. 24-0. Them and Central Lyon, the 2 undefeated teams in Class 2A. And we mentioned the history, 56 years since this community has been able to be at the state tournament, trying to make the most of it. Floater left a little short. The most recent team being Eddyville back in 1967. And then there's another denial.
It's Wagaman again. Second block shot to start the game. This Rocket team averages 7 block shots a game. Pocahontas area is going to have to do something different when they drive to the basket.
Oh, and the 3 ball is working early for Dutcher. Ball rolls out of bounds, and the Indians will be back with it as they have been able to settle into today's game.
Yeah, and sometimes that press doesn't make the defensive play directly, but indirectly, there Eastlick just dribbles it off her leg and it rolls out of bounds. That's the thing this press can do for you.
Jansen, part of a senior-laden lineup for the Indians. Cross court to Dutcher, now back to Jansen. A nice kick out and a good look. Doesn't fall in.
And that is a great look. When you're running against a zone, if you can bring everybody inside, kick it out, you can really break the zone that way.
Charging in from behind, Carly Jansen nabbing the steal. And now she'll lift one up from 3. And that's off the mark. Picking it up are the Rockets. Pocahontas up by 2. Just under 5 to play here in the first quarter. 3 is off target. 1 and done possession for the Rockets as Jansen brings it up. Malone had a really nice performance against Underwood in their Region 8 championship. 12 points and 9 rebounds. A number of players really got involved on the glass. That'll certainly be a key here today. I believe that 3 was tapped.
Yep.
And it will remain with the Indians. So already we have seen that length be kind of an issue for the Indians to work around here as they will bring a fresh 5 in for the first substitutions here today. Substitutions are brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com.
And, we talked about how Pocahontas area can keep the pace up. Subbing in 5 players is a really good way to do that. They can keep everybody fresh legs and keep things moving.
Pocahontas led by co-head coaches Robert Mask and first-year co-head coach Eric Francis, who was at South Central Calhoun. He was there when Ellie Ruffridge and company won their back-to-back titles in 2016 and 17 as EBF gets a nice finish down low. Ava Eastlick, such a talented scorer for the Rockets. And travel, the EBF basketball.
And it's funny, Ava Eastlick is a great scorer, 15.5 points a game, but where she really makes her hay is at the three-point arc, and she's been driving in a lot in this ball game, maybe just trying to confuse Pocahontas area a little bit and change her game up.
Steal there by the Indians, and an emphatic block there on the other end by Whitney Klein. 5'10" senior has been the catalyst for this Rockets team this season. Between Schaefer, Klein, and Eastlick, they account for 76% of the team's scoring. They have just been a 3-headed monster this season and not giving up on the play. Those are those second chance opportunities you mentioned, Daniel, and that cashed in by the Rockets and Katie Schaefer.
And there's a turnover, and the other thing we mentioned too is not letting the pace get too quick. If you're too quick, you think about a decision a couple of times and it's maybe not the right one. Those kind of things happen. That's the second kind of footwork traveling violation we've seen from Pocahontas area so far.
Well, just like that, EBF gives it up.
Yeah, just one of those kind of, you got to know where you are on the floor, and that half-court stripe, once you step across, it can bite you from behind in a hurry.
Also one of those things as well is getting adjusted to the new settings here on the court. Both teams with 4 turnovers here to start this contest. Held ball, and we'll stay with Pocahontas.
The toughest thing for a team, especially that likes to shoot the outside, is the backdrop. Most of these schools shoot in a gym with a wall from behind. It's a stationary background. Here, there's about 50 or 60 people out behind the basket, and you know, who knows how many feet of space. It's a really tough environment to try and figure out your shot from.
So sometimes that feeling out process can take a quarter or so.
Yep.
3 is off the mark from up top, but a strong offensive rebound brought down by Oberhelman. 3 near side. And Dutcher, she has had the hot hand here early.
And she needs to. If Pocahontas area is going to be successful, she and Carly Jansen need to be getting going.
But then the Rockets come back with a bucket of their own from Aliyah Wagaman. It's been a back-and-forth start to this one. We have played 6 minutes here in our first quarter. Kaysa Dutcher hands it off to Carly Jansen. Dutcher lets another one fly and buries it.
I think the feeling out process might be complete there for a Kaysa Dutcher. She's had a couple back-to-back and now seems to be taking that breath that she can get a little comfortable now.
Dutcher will be playing basketball collegiately at Northwestern College, so staying right here in the state. Mid-range from the elbow left, short by Wagaman. Both players hitting the deck there as well after the play.
Yeah, you get tangled up on some of those box outs, and I think they're going to get fouls on both players, it looks like. Yeah, it is a double foul. Boy, if you're playing basketball bingo at home, you might have just won already. But that's kind of the thing when you have those two players, they get tangled up on the box out. You're not supposed to hook players, but it happens down low. It's like holding in football. It happens in every play. And that kind of thing happens. And I think more often than not, we could see double fouls more often if you watch a basketball game.
Well, just 3 combined team fouls here in the first quarter, so fairly clean here to start. There with this. Bonamy out to the corner, runner in the lane, and the shooter's touch drops in. Good luck near side. 3 just hits the backboard for Eastlick.
It's good to see Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont. They're starting to figure out the press break, and it's nice that Coach Fenton didn't have to call a timeout to do it. Normally you call a timeout in the first 3 or 4 minutes or so, calm everybody down, but Eddyville's figured out the press break on their own, and thankfully Coach Fenton can keep his bank of timeouts.
So just about a 6.5-second difference between shot and game clock here for Pocahontas. Up by 4, trying to pad their lead. They bring in the offensive rebound, and now they'll reset it. Deep 3, just off the front of the iron. And that will close out our first quarter here from Wells Fargo Arena. A fun start to this Class 2A quarterfinal. Pocahontas area leading by 4 over Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont after one quarter basketball on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe it. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
Hey fans, Central College has you covered with career-building programs, and with tuition less than $20,000 a year and tons of scholarships, it's the best decision ever. Apply today at central.edu. Hunter Phillips, Daniel Versteeg, delighted to have you with us here. Day 3 on the Girls Union Network powered by Mid-American Energy. Pocahontas area leading Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont by 4 after one quarter of basketball. Daniel, what stood out to you there in that opening frame?
Well, I just like the in-game adjustments Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont was making. They turned the ball over a few times early on. Couldn't get set in the half court. They broke the press and got things rolling again without having to slow down the game. And for Pocahontas area, settling down. They got their shot rolling there late in that first quarter, some of the outside shots to fall. And they're going to need those shots to fall here throughout the game. So it was good to see them get into a rhythm there.
Asa Dutcher making her presence felt early with 3 made threes as the Rockets turn over Pocahontas for the 5th time here in the half. And the dribble in is Klein. No with that shot. Oberhelman bringing down the board. Three hoisted there by Kakacek. Made a nice jump shot back in the first quarter. Can't connect there. Up top, it's in the hands of Schaefer. Awkward exchange there. Here's a 3 that's off target. 0 for 5 is EBF here to start from beyond the arc, working in transition, and the layup left a little shy there for Jansen.
You know, I understand why Molly Schaefer might be bringing that ball out to wait for everybody to join her, but I think EBF might be a little bit better in transition right now. It seems like once they get set in their half-court offense, it's a struggle for them to put points on the board, and I think Coach Fenton realized that. You got to maybe talk things over on this possession.
So head coach Tony Fenton in his 20th season at Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont calls a timeout to talk things over with his squad, a 30-second timeout, and the first time that Coach Fenton and his squad have been here to state. And, you know, he talked about how this team has just really been special and how they've been able to run the table. Easier said than done, especially coming out of the South Central Conference. There's a lot of quality there. And so really says a lot about this team and the run that they've been on, and especially because they got a lot of youngsters in that program.
They do. And, he said something also in an interview about how unselfish this team is. I mean, you could get to a lot of programs and there's a me scorer who scores 25 or 30 points a game, but that really isn't the case here at Eddyville. They don't care who scores, who has the big game, and that's really cool to see, especially once you see them go undefeated and get to a big stage like the state tournament.
Boy, and they've come oh so close to making it to the state tournament. Yeah. Last year lost to 3A champion Ballard in their regional final, and this is a team, don't forget, also a very good volleyball program. They made it to the semifinals, were ousted by eventual champion Western Christian there in Class 2A, and we've seen that correlation, Daniel, of a lot of players and a lot of teams, a lot of programs from state volleyball happen to make it here for state basketball as well.
Well, and I looked at the roster when we got the assignment, and I was just thinking, gosh, a lot of 6-footers, a lot of 5'10s, and then I remember, state volleyball. You got to have a good front row, and they do. Those Schaefer sisters are fantastic in volleyball. They show it in basketball, too.
They just seem to go hand in hand. And out of the timeout, a bucket there for Schaefer. Bring the Pocahontas lead down to 2. Driving in, Dutcher. Nice kick out. 3 rattles in and out for Malone. Now the Rockets just quick to work in transition. Now implementing whose style play here early. And takeaway, there's a nice deflection there in the post by the Indians.
And it's funny, I thought, with all that length that we've talked about and the long arms, I thought the inside game would be an advantage, especially on the offensive end for Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont. But right now, Pocahontas area has done a phenomenal job of just getting in the way of shots and making all of them tough. It's been a struggle for the Rockets to hit layups.
Boy, and Pocahontas has been hitting threes. Carly Jansen getting involved in the three-point parade here early Indians up by 5 with less than 5 to play in our opening half. Pocahontas team that's coming in with a lot of momentum, winning 13 of their last 14 games. Their last loss came to Estherville-Lincoln Central, the top seed in Class 3A, and got upset by Vinton Shellberg the other day. Also faced Newell Fonda, pretty good team in Class 1A. So they are battle-tested as well. Nothing seems to phase this Pocahontas area squad.
And you can also add another regional finalist in Sioux Central that they played in their conference as well. It's why they're so battle-tested, and it's why these shots are falling right now.
Jansen made 45 threes, a team high entering the state tournament. She has hit 2. Her and Dutcher have combined to hit 5 as Pocahontas is up to their largest lead of 8 points. Talk about a little bit to get going here in the second quarter. Nice job with the contact there, taking it. Will be at the line. That is Molly Schaefer.
And I like the take on Megan Sump. I mean, Sump is probably the only post or player, period, on Pocahontas area that can kind of match the heights of the Schaefers and the Kleins and things like that. And so if you can get her an early foul and just like this, sub her out of the game, get back to that height advantage, it could work wonders here for Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont. Got to keep taking those inside looks. I know they haven't been falling, but they'll start falling eventually, or you're going to start getting fouled.
Schaefer going 1 for 2 from the line. She's got 3 points, and she was absolutely huge in that 3 overtime thriller with Hudson. 23 points Schaefer scored. Ball's going to go the other way, an offensive foul.
And they're going to get Kakachik for an illegal screen, and that's part of what you have to do in the zone. You have to be able to set picks. You got to get cutters open that way, and but you just got to do it correctly and legally, too.
4th team foul on Pocahontas here in the opening half. A little trouble with the exchange there, but picking it up is Klein. Can't use the glass. Pocahontas looking to build on its 7-point lead. Bonamy probing there to the outside of the lane. Here she is with it high, arching 3. Off the mark. Fadeaway putback, left a little short there for Reed. And now here come the Rockets. Working ahead with Eastlick. What a play.
And that's what Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont has to keep doing. Keep taking it quickly. You got to match the tempo, especially on the offensive end.
3 left, a little short. Here's Eastlick. Going ahead in transition. Nice pass ahead, and she's able to hook up with Schaefer, who gets the easy deuce.
And right now the Rockets are, dare I say, beating Pocahontas area at their own game. The Indians, especially on defense, like to turn up the tempo. Right now, Eddyville's slowing them down on offense and speeding them up on defense. It's really great to see as we get another look at this awesome block shot. The tempo of this game is thoroughly controlled by the Rockets.
Boy, we have seen excellent effort on both ends of the floor from both teams. Just what you would want to see. And how about Schaefer staying in bounds there for just a moment, but right in front of our broadcast location, her 1 foot was out of bounds, but did the balancing act there for the most part. You got to love the hustle and the execution, but Pocahontas lucky to retain possession.
Yeah, she was so close to keeping that inbounds. That was an amazing defensive play, but just barely caught that sideline.
Off the cross-court feed. Dutcher's been held in check here in the second. Ball got knocked loose, and now a mad scramble for it right in front of the Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont bench, and they come away with it. Been a tight second quarter here thus far. Wagaman gives it up, corner 3. Doesn't reach for Helm, and here comes Pocahontas. Up by 3, working it down low there with Oberhelman. Gets the rebound and the putback there on the 3rd try.
And this Pocahontas area team, we mentioned it in the pregame, they are a really good rebounding team. They can't be giving up second chances, but they're getting second chances on their own right now.
Rockets still looking for their first made 3. Oberhelman there with a tough battle in the low post, comes away with the board. 3 left a little shy. Jansen's made 2 here in the quarter. Dutcher, she's made 3 and leaving that one short. Boy, the physicality really starting to ramp up here late in the first half.
And you can tell the confidence is ramping up, too. I love the confidence that Pocahontas area is possessing on the offensive end. Dutcher wasted no time getting that long rebound and throwing it right back up at the hoop. You can tell that's a shooter, that's a bona fide scorer and one who wants to make plays.
Eastlick with active hands defensively, just a little too far on the pass for Schaefer. So the Rockets couldn't cash in on that turnover, and so the Indians will be back with it up by 5, just over a minute to go here in what's been an exciting first half.
Yeah, you can say that again. These, Pocahontas area got the big lead in the first quarter. Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont's been coming back. It's exactly what you can ask for in a quarterfinal game like this.
Just when Pocahontas area had an 8-point lead, Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont's been able to work in it. Travel going to be called there in the low post.
Yeah, Sump was shuffling the feet and get a little happy feet down there. You're trying to keep the ball in control, and just unfortunately lose track of how many steps you've taken.
Kate Schaefer a little loose with the dribble, and Sump picks up the loose ball. So a short-lived possession there for EBF. 5-second difference between shot and game clock. There is Sump. Turnaround hook shot. Doesn't go. Now here is Whitney Klein. And that gets picked off by the Indians, who can hold for the final shot.
Boy, defenses came to play today. We could talk about both offenses, but the defense has been impressive in this one.
Dutcher, corner 3 swatted. Right on cue, it was the defense. Still a few seconds remaining. And that is how we put a close to our opening half here at Wells Fargo Arena. Pocahontas area leading Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont by 5 at halftime, 22-17. We'll step aside and take a break. And when we come back, we will have the halftime show here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Obsessively, relentlessly at your service. To me, it means being there 24/7. Rain or shine, during storms, after storms.
Being a first responder to the community, to my customers.
Being there to get the customers back on and to see the smiles on their face.
To provide the kind of reliability that we can hold our heads high about.
And we want to keep our customers safe. Safety's first around here.
And that's rewarding.
Slade's the place for you!
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders, it's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm-strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on a successful year, and remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
We have reached halftime here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. Pocahontas leading Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont after one half of play, 22-17. Hunter Phillips and Daniel Versteeg back here with you. And so, Daniel, what stood out there in that first half where really neither team really gave a whole lot there? The defenses really stood out.
They really stood out. I loved Pocahontas area's press. I had heard about it all the way leading up into this game, how impressive it was, and it was, forcing a number of turnovers. But what was really impressive was Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont's zone defense, first of all creating turnovers, and then as Pocahontas area was getting inside, turning that into block shots. I've not seen a team force that many block shots in a first half. The defense was really outstanding. When both teams, we could be talking about their offense, but defenses came to play here.
Certainly so far, and now we'd like to take a moment to once again thank our title sponsor, the Iowa Farm Bureau, for their support of the state basketball tournament. Earlier this week, Aaron Kirtley of the IGHSAU had the opportunity to speak with Iowa Farm Bureau President Brent Johnson to learn more about Iowa Farm Bureau's support of the IGHSAU and student athletes across the state.
Thanks for joining us for the 2023 Girls State Basketball Tournament. I'm Erin Kirtley with the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. We hope you're enjoying all the competitive play that you're seeing here today. We're so thankful for those who support us and help us put on such great events, none of which are more important than our longtime partner, Iowa Farm Bureau, our proud title sponsor. Here with me today is Brent Johnson, President of the Iowa Farm Bureau. Thanks for joining us, Brent.
Thanks.
So we want to tell the viewers about the Iowa Farm Bureau and the support that you provide the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Why does the Iowa Farm Bureau invest in supporting the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union in all of our tournament games?
The Iowa Farm Bureau has been the title sponsor for the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union for 18 years. We're thrilled to once again be a part of the state girls basketball tournament. But to us, it's so much more than just a basketball tournament. The athletes competing here today are among the nation's best and brightest student athletes who have a great work ethic and understand what it means to work as a team. We share the same values. Through hard work, our farmers are among the nation's best, not only in corn, hog, egg, and ethanol production, but also lead the nation in conservation. That's a lot to celebrate. And our partnership with the Girls Union gives us the opportunity to honor both.
So your support for youth and education goes beyond the IGHSAU. What other support does Iowa Farm Bureau provide Iowa's youth?
Farm Bureau celebrates Iowa's youth in many different ways. Number one, Iowa Farm Bureau, we give our students across the state nearly $500,000 in scholarships every single year. And through our teacher supplement program, we've given teachers over $450,000 in supplies and money so that they can properly have their classrooms put together for their students. In conjunction with the Girls Union and the Boys Athletic Association, we're proud to sponsor the concussion insurance. You know, there's only 7 states that even offer that. And for the 4th year running, we provide that for those student athletes at no cost to their families so that they continue to compete at a high level. And most recently, we're really excited to announce that we've given the FFA Foundation $1 million so that they can support their local chapters and ag education across this entire state so that they know what the future of agriculture means to everyday Iowans.
The student athletes participating this year are taking home some pretty neat souvenirs from this tournament. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, one of our favorite programs is actually the Signature Ball program. And it's a great opportunity that every student competing here today gets to have one of those signature balls so that they can have their teammates, their coaches, and mentors sign this ball so that they can carry this memory forward for them long into the future.
Well, thanks again to our proud title sponsor, Farm Bureau, and for Brent for being with us today.
Yep.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics, because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
When you choose Delta Dental of Iowa, you set a chain of good in motion because we invest in your community. So whether you get your plan at work or purchase it through us, You get more than great dental and vision insurance. You make a difference for others. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, and for your community.
All right, Frank, the store is yours. See you Monday.
What do you think he does in there? Think it's risky? I forgot my phone. And now you know what happens on Sundays.
Fans Official State Tournament merchandise is now available online, so now it's time to get your smartphones out. Just scan the QR code on your screen now or visit IGHSAU.org to browse and customize your merchandise to match your style. 22-17, Pocahontas leads Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont here at halftime. Once again, Hunter Phillips, Daniel Versteeg with you. And so unofficial stats here that we will be giving you as we're getting a little bit caught up, but really impressive when you look at the rebounding in particular. We saw that here over the break. Unofficially, 28-15, the advantage there for Pocahontas, and they also connected on 5 made threes. They attempted 23 in the game. Of course, EBF is looking for their first made three of the game. So, just interesting how that all played out.
It is. And, Pocahontas area, if you break down the averages, they had a slight rebounding margin over Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont coming into the game. But to out-rebound them by 13 when you're giving up, a few inches down on the post, it's really impressive how Pocahontas area is having the more second chance opportunities, and Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont's having a lot of one-and-done possessions. We talked about the second chance points and the second chance opportunities. Pocahontas area is really taking that to heart, and they're not allowing Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont to take the second looks to help out their offense in more ways. This Rocket offense scores about 65 points a game coming into the contest. They didn't need any help. They're not getting any so far.
So after the first quarter, it was Pocahontas leading 14-10, and then had the slim edge there in the second quarter, 8-7, and they lead by 5 here at half. We'll take another quick break. When we come back, we'll bring you the second half next here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Obsessively, relentlessly at your service. To me, it means being there 24/7, rain or shine, during storms, after storms.
Being a first responder to the community, to my customers.
Being there to get the customers back on and to see the smiles on their face.
To provide the kind of reliability that we can hold our heads high about.
And we want to keep our customers safe. Safety's first around here.
And that's rewarding.
Slade's the place for you!
Living your best life means something different to everyone, especially when it comes to healthcare. That's why Mercy One offers compassionate, personalized care. We are here for you with one team of experts providing access to the primary care and highly rated specialty care you need, easily and conveniently. So go ahead, live your best life. We're with you every step of the way. Mercy One, your best life, our one purpose.
We're almost ready to get our second half back underway here in this final Class 2A quarterfinal here at the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Again, all the coverage here has been on the Girls Union Network powered by Mid-American Energy following this contest, then we dive into Class 1A. A lot of interesting matchups there. Of course, all eyes will be on Audie Crooks and Bishop Garrigan. That will be in the game following hours, so definitely keep it locked in here, not only for that game, but I'll tell you what, Daniel, this second half is going to be really intriguing. Both teams really have gotten after it on the defensive end, so what adjustments do you think were made there from both coaching staffs?
Well, I think, honestly, defensively, there's not a whole lot you need to change on both sides. Right now, the zone Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont's been running, it's just how both offenses need to attack it. I'd like to see the Rockets be a little bit better inside. They got those shots, didn't get them to convert. If you're Pocahontas area, you got to be able to break the zone. They've done a good job getting inside out, things like that, but converting on some of those looks were not always happening in the first half.
So a quick possession erased for the Rockets as the Indians' defense forcing its 9th turnover here on the afternoon. So off and away we go here in the third quarter. Jansen trying to lob it in, and active hands there from behind. Nicely played by Wagman. Tough shot posted there by Schaefer with a double team and still knocks it down.
And funny enough, I think Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont had a lot better looks inside in the first half, but that one falls. It's just kind of funny how the world of basketball works that way.
Dutcher had 9 points in the opening quarter and trying to open up the third quarter with a splash, and she does.
Yeah, and you had mentioned it, I think, in that second quarter. She was quiet, didn't have a whole lot going. A lot of her points coming in the first quarter. To get her started in the second half is big.
Jansen with the steal, but then slamming the door shut on that was Whitney Klein.
And that's going to be, I think, another block shot. We just got the halftime stats. The Rockets had 7 first-half block shots. They're averaging 7 a game and got that in 16 minutes.
And that was Klein's 4th of the contest. But then the Indians give the Rockets a taste of their own medicine there.
And that's the best part about a game like this, too, is both teams are proving that they are really good in transition. We knew Pocahontas area was going to do that, but Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont, I think, maybe not a surprise to their fans or any teams that play them, but I think to us, maybe a little bit surprising that they are as good in transition as they have been here so far.
Klein was a little loose with the dribble there. It rolls out of bounds. Klein, the leading scorer for Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont at 18.2 points per game. Scored over 1,000 points in her high school career, but like you noted earlier, Daniel, a player that can just really do it all. She can get help on the glass and get her teammates involved. A timeout called on the floor by Pocahontas. See, I believe that is it's
going to be a
30-second timeout, so we'll go ahead and stay here. So an opportunity for the Indians to talk things over.
Yeah, and you were mentioning Whitney Klein there right before the timeout. I mean, I just love when I look at a player's stats and I see a lot in every category. I mean, and she does that to a perfection for Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont. She's averaging 8 rebounds, almost 5 assists, 2 blocks, and 2 steals. I mean, she is the definition of a Swiss Army knife, and it just goes back to what Coach Fenton said leading up to this game, that we're so unselfish. It doesn't matter if Whitney scores 19 a game like she normally does. She's going to get down in the mud and make a play on the floor. She's going to get up and block a shot. She's going to give it to somebody else, and that's a really cool thing to have on your roster.
Do whatever it takes to win, and boy, have they done that this year. 24-0, entering the state tournament, but down by 6 to Pocahontas. Saved out of bounds by Oberhelman, and that'll allow Pocahontas to be able to reset. 5 on the shot clock, though. Oberhelman, turn around. Right as the buzzer sounded, what a terrific turnaround jump shot using the glass. A difficult shot, but she gets it to go.
Yeah, we're going to get a foul here. That was a really good shot. It's not very often you get a bounce like that to fall through that much traffic. And I like seeing Pocahontas area go inside. I know they've been good from the outside. They've been very confident to take those shots, but you need both because otherwise the Rockets are just going to camp out on the perimeter.
Oh, and a well-drawn-up play there on their out-of-bounds. Schaefer nearly was able to lay that one up and in with the contact, but Molly Schaefer, a 6'-inch sophomore, will be back at the free throw line. She has 7 points this afternoon and hits the first.
And that foul went on Dutcher. It's early. We mentioned the foul trouble's wasn't a big problem in the first half, but 2 fouls for the top scorer for Pocahontas area when everybody else has got 1. Not the best position to be in, not the worst, but just something we may have to keep an eye on as the game goes along.
Now we only had 5 combined fouls called there in the first half. So while it has been physical up and down, also been very clean here throughout this contest. Catch and shoot 3. It's off the mark, tie up. It's going to be Rockets basketball.
And they actually got Pocahontas area for a foul, and there's Dutcher again with her 3rd. So top scorer for Pocahontas area picks up her 3rd foul, and didn't know it was going to come into play that early, but if you're Coach Mask and Coach Francis, you want her on the floor. So she's going to have to pick up 4 in this 3rd quarter if she's going to be taken out.
Jansen coming away with the steal. Oberhelman trying it again. Left a little short, but Sump coming in from behind. That one off the mark, that runner. Boy, and just staying on the other end of the floor there was Schaefer, who picked up her foot. Eastwick hands it off to Klein. Schaefer trying to pivot her way around, has to back it out to Molly Schaefer. 6-point lead for Pocahontas. We've got 4.5 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Off the handoff, a nice screen was set, and that allows Schaefer to get an easy shot, and she drains it.
Easy and then some, Hunter. She can make that shot in her sleep. That's a shot she takes 100 times every practice, and the practice works there.
Shooting 56% from the field. Now she has a good look on the other end. Up and under layup. Doesn't go well. Defended in transition defense to eliminate that easy too.
Yeah, give credit to Carly Jansen. I think a lot of players just come in wildly and make a foul on a play like that, but she was calm. She just kind of caused some chaos, and that made Schaefer have to double clutch the layup and ultimately miss it.
Jansen, 3 doesn't go. Rebound snared in by Klein. Pocahontas today 7 of 27 from beyond the arc. But immediately it'll go back to the Indians. Offensive foul will be called against the Rockets.
Yeah, and it's something you see regularly. It's something that post players like to do if they can get away with it. A little bit of an arm bar from Molly Schaefer. We unfortunately didn't see it on that replay, but you just get a little bit of a shove, and it's kind of a toss-up in the air whether it's called, but it is a foul ultimately at the end of the day.
First personal foul on Molly Schaefer. They worked it back down low, the Indians did, but now along the perimeter. Left-handed floater just grazes off the iron, but it gets tapped out, and a fresh shot clock here for Pocahontas. Bonamy. And the extra effort draws a foul down low.
And it's so cool she got rewarded with a second chance there, because rebounding is so much more than going up and grabbing the basketball. Jenna tapped that second chance out to the perimeter. Let her guards take care of it. She was in the middle of a couple of trees down there and decided, I don't have a chance to pull down this rebound, but if I tap it out, somebody else will. And it's good to see a player like that get rewarded with the second chances here at the line.
Bonamy's first points on the afternoon. She hits both, a key cog off the bench for Pocahontas' team. Their starting 5 know what they can do night in and night out, but it's their bench that's played a key role. Boy, another good look for Schaefer there, getting the rebound, but just a lid around the basket there that time, and now back comes Pocahontas up by 6. We have less than 3 to play here in our 3rd quarter. 3 far side. drained in, and a big answer. That was Natalie Point hitting it. And then she came away with the steal. The mid-range shot doesn't go. Largest lead for Pocahontas as we have 2.5 to play here in our third. Whitney Klein off the handoff, trying to get something going, but Pocahontas has just been quick to get their hands right on the basketball, but it will stay with Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont. We will have a timeout on the floor, and it will be a full timeout, so we will take one with them. 32-23 Pocahontas on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Obsessively, relentlessly at your service. To me, it means being there 24/7. Rain or shine, during storms, after storms.
Being a first responder to the community, to my customers.
Being there to get the customers back on and to see the smiles on their face.
To provide the kind of reliability that we can hold our heads high about.
And we want to keep our customers safe. Safety's first around here.
And that's rewarding.
There's the Red Sea in full force here at Wells Fargo Arena. A fan base that knows a thing or two about packing this place here in downtown Des Moines. They've had a lot to cheer for up to this point here, Daniels. They've outscored Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont 10-6 here in this third quarter.
Yeah, and I never like talking about this because I never know what a player's actually feeling on the floor, obviously sitting here on the bench. But just from our perspective here, it looks like Pocahontas area has a ton more energy than Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont. We've seen that the Indians check in 5 players every time. Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont's just brought Kaylee Helm off the bench. And the starting 5 otherwise has been on the floor a ton. And I think that timeout more so for Coach Fenton was to just give them a breath and try and get their legs back under them.
That timeout came in handy as Molly Schaefer off the dribble gets the short shot to fall in. She's got 13 points to lead all scorers for EBF. Dutcher with 3 personal fouls, still out there on the floor. Here she goes for 3 and hits it.
Oh, that was way out there too. She was nearly standing out of bounds when she took that shot. It just shows the confidence she's playing with right now.
6 made threes here on the afternoon. Just been a fantastic shooting display. And that foul there, battling for the rebound, both teams. They'll get that on Oberhelman. 18 points, though, for Dutcher. Only one of her shot attempts has come from inside the arc.
And, hey, when you're making 6 in a game, why step inside the arc right now? She's got it rolling right now, and yeah, the first couple didn't go. She's getting used to the backdrop, but she's got it under control now.
Now she comes away with the steal. Throws it cross court. Jansen, shot fake, 3. Boy, the Red Sea would have exploded had that one gone in, but Wagaman bringing down the board and a foul called afterwards. That'll be the 5th team foul on Pocahontas here in the half. There's 2 on EBF. Down by 10. It's the largest lead for Pocahontas. And there is that press once again that has just been so relentless right from the jump. Eastwick trying to get her team back in it. And you mentioned just maybe the fatigue starting to settle in again. Pocahontas, a team that goes well deep into their bench, and really not the case on the other side for EBF. They like to ride their starting 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Kaylee Helm, more often than not, has been the only player off their bench. It's the same case here today, but thankfully the long arms are still, there for the Rockets right now.
Still making good plays on defense, but right on cue. Megan Sump just wrapped all around that one. So we have less than 30 seconds to play in what's been a big third quarter for the 6-seed Pocahontas area. About an identical shot and game clock here for the Indians, who have outscored the Rockets 13-8. Looking for another big bucket here to close out the third. Dutcher lets another one fly. On target, but hits back iron. Racing ahead. Schaefer with a last-second heave. And that doesn't go, and that will take us into our fourth and final quarter. It's a 10-point ball game with Pocahontas leading going into the final 8 minutes of regulation on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Across Iowa, you don't have to look far to find a bank that's got your back. From just around the corner to the next town over, hundreds of neighborhood banks are going the distance to ensure your future looks brighter than ever. By providing jobs, supporting local businesses, strengthening communities, and helping your dreams become reality. Here, the life you build is backed by Iowa banks. See how banks are making a difference near you at iowabankers.com.
Fans, the Iowa Bankers Association is the proud sponsor of the Parade of Champions and the Iowa Student Achievement Award. 3 quarters down, 1 to go here in this Class 2A semifinal. It is Pocahontas, the 6th seed, up by 10 on the 3 seed, Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont. And like we started the 3rd quarter, we start the 4th quarter with a tie-up caused by the Indians, who get the ball back quickly.
Yeah, that's so demoralizing. You know, if you're the Rockets, you're down 10. You're hoping to start the 4th with some momentum on offense and get back to single digits, and then a turnover just kind of kills all that momentum you were hoping to build.
3 got swatted there from the corner. Another tie-up between Sump and Wagaman. So the possession arrow points the other direction.
But just when you lose the momentum on offense, I mean, a block shot can go so many ways for a team's momentum on defense as well.
Jansen with yet another steal here on the day. She's got 3, 2 of which have come here in the second half, but the Rockets hanging tough. Eastlick off the drive. Finds Kate Schaefer. Now it's Molly Schaefer. She's been able to work that baseline well, but wrapped up nicely by Pocahontas, trying to build on its 10-point lead. They got numbers ahead, and there's the layup and the follow there for Megan Sump.
Could not have put that pass on a more perfect angle from Acacia Dutcher. She shoots and she can dish the rock too.
First made 3 coming from Whitney Klein, a much-needed triple there for the Rockets. Trying to climb back in this one with still a lot of time left in this 2A quarterfinal. Again, the winner of this game will go on to face the undefeated Central Lions. Pulling up, Jansen. No, but Sump was right there to collect it. But how about Klein from behind, just knocking it right out of her fingertips.
And that stop could go a long ways here. You know, coming off a 3 on the offensive end, you hold the Indians to nothing. Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont can convert here. It might be huge for their momentum, but unfortunately not.
Schaefer hasn't been her day up to this point. Only 2 points for Kate Schaefer. Molly with 13. Dutcher has been terrific today. Dazzled from beyond the arc, where she has made 6 threes. 10 on the shot clock here. Jansen heaves it the other end. And another denial. But Jansen swiping it in from behind and gets it up and in.
And that has just been Pocahontas area's bread and butter here today, has been their defense. And just when you think they're going to lose possession, they're going to come up with nothing. Here comes Carly Jansen. Here comes Acacia Dutcher. And they make a great defensive play that just kind of flips the way you were thinking about the last few seconds.
The 19th forced turnover on the day by the stifling Pocahontas defense that, Daniel, you go into how this team has propelled itself back here to state. Of course, they had that very big run from 2015 to 2017 where they made the state championship game. All three of those seasons, one obviously two. Of course, Ellie Ruffridge is on our coverage here on the Girls Union Network. She'll be on the next call with Paul Yeager, but this is a senior class when you look at it. 14-8 in 9th grade, 13 wins in 10th grade, 16-7 as juniors, just making that progression, making that climb, and it's all culminated to a state tournament appearance. And boy, they have just flexed their muscle here for much of this game.
And if you're Coach Mask, who's been with them that entire time, Eric Francis coming on this year, if you're Coach Mask, getting to the state tournament's been great, but he just likes seeing the progression and the improvement. And when that improvement leads you to the state tournament, it's a cherry on top.
It sure is. Molly Schaefer with a nice-looking stroke there from the corner. Hitting that long two to trim the lead down to 9. Now can the Rockets defense come up with a string of stops and be able to get something going offensively?
Well, they do need stops. I mean, it's still, you got still 5 minutes, but you're going to have to get these 9 points back at some point, and you might as well do it right after you come up with points on your own, and that's a good way to do it. Turning the basketball over, forcing those entry passes to be difficult is a good way to get the ball back and hopefully cut into that lead even more.
So EBF led by as many as 4 points. That was way back at the 7:05 mark in the first quarter. Takeaway at half court. But the Rockets fortunate that the layup didn't go up and in. Schaefer, Eastlick. 3 doesn't reach iron. And now the Indians taking their time here with just over 4.5 to play.
And that's the bright spot about having a 9-point lead is right now you can take that shot clock down to 5, down to 3, and not lose any sleep over it.
Dutcher, and you could tell the Rockets defense having their watchful eye on number 12. But Jansen's been just as crafty as well, giving that ball up. There was Kakacek. Ahead is Schaefer. But there was great transition defense once again by Natalie Point. They have not made those transition layups easy at all.
No, and it's a shoulda, woulda, coulda, and a hindsight from me over here, but I would have liked to see Molly Schaefer just kind of reassess the situation there. She had 2 defenders she was trying to take that basket up on, and maybe dribble it out, see if you get an outside shot from a trailer.
Oh, fantastic touch there from Kakacek, her 4th points of the ball game. And it's back to an 11-point lead, the largest of the day here for Pocahontas with 3:20 to go. And there with the answer is Elia Wagaman.
Now you're probably at a point where stops are at a premium here with 3 minutes to go. I mean, if the shot clock was taken down to 0 every time, you only got 6 or 7 possessions left in this ball game. So you got to be able to come up with a stop here and come up with points on the other end. That's the big thing. They have to go together.
Wagaman's first basket there on the other side here in the second half. But again, Pocahontas, they have answered the call when needed. And quietly, Abby Oberhelman has really had a solid afternoon. But then Schaefer just quick to take it there into the post and draw contact.
That's the great connection. Kate Schaefer's not going to get an assist on this play, obviously, but Molly gave it up to Kate kind of as a diversion to the rest of the defense and got them looking elsewhere, and Molly had a wide open lane to the basket on the cut.
So a timeout on the floor. We'll step aside as well. 2:43 remaining in this Class 2A quarterfinal. Pocahontas with the advantage on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Obsessively, relentlessly at your service. To me, it means being there 24/7. Rain or shine, during storms, after storms.
Being a first responder to the community, to my customers.
being there to get the customers back on and to see the smiles on their face.
To provide the kind of reliability that we can hold our heads high about.
And we want to keep our customers safe. Safety's first around here.
And that's rewarding.
Coming down to the wire here at Wells Fargo Arena. A jam-packed house here for this final Class 2A quarterfinal before we jump into 1A action on the third day here at State. Timeout was called by EBF, who is down by 10. We'll have another free throw upcoming with 2:43 remaining. Do the Rockets have anything left here to try to come back in this one against Pocahontas, who has led for the majority of the day?
This is where you need the second win. Final 2-3 minutes of the game. Gotta dig deep and find something to propel you to the final buzzer.
Schaefer with 17 points on the day, and timeout quickly called by Pocahontas, and that will allow us to take another break as well. We'll be back after this on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Obsessively, relentlessly at your service. To me, it means being there 24/7. Rain or shine, during storms, after storms.
Being a first responder to the community, to my customers.
Being there to get the customers back on and to see the smiles on their face.
To provide the kind of reliability that we can hold our heads high about.
And we want to keep our customers safe. Safety's first around here.
And that's rewarding.
Nine-point ball game to decide who will move on to the semifinal round in Class 2A, a loaded Class 2A field at that. They saw some terrific action last night to get things going. Dyke New Hartford easily getting past Applington Parkersburg, and then Sibley Ocheyedan, and a program that hadn't been to state since 1997. They easily got past Regina Catholic, and we mentioned Central Lyon and how dominant they have been here this season. So who will join them?
Yeah, this 2A bracket is a dogfight waiting to happen with the top four seeds, and if Pocahontas area pulls off the upset, making it to the semifinal, it's going to be a really fun semifinal round.
So EBF has 2 team fouls. Pocahontas with 6. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. And how about that effort from Oberhelman?
I like the deliberate effort. Go inside. You just need something on that possession, and that's a great look.
8 points, 7 boards. Just another day in the office for the senior, who will go on to play collegiately at Wartburg College. I know one Paul Yeager is happy about that. So Pocahontas getting yet another takeaway as time is not on the side for EBF here, down 45-34 with 1:46 remaining.
Yeah, now it's turnover time. If you can force a turnover, you got to, because EBF right now, they're going to have to foul 5 times to get the Indians to the free throw line, so that's not really an option right now.
Jansen, how good has she been today? 8 points, 3 rebounds. They don't have her for an assist, but it just feels like she has just been that calming presence on the floor today. Yep. But a travel here by Sump will give it back to the Rockets, who really need to get something going here.
Well, that's the turnover they needed. It wasn't a steal. It wasn't a something directly, but it's a turnover they need. Now they have to be efficient.
Knocked out by Dutcher. Molly Schaefer, who is the lone player in double figures for Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont at 17 points. And you see Oberhelman will get a breather. Oh, and there is Jansen.
I mean, you talk about a player and a cliche of she's everywhere on the floor at once. I think Carly Jansen is quite literally everywhere on the floor at once. She can make plays that you didn't think could be made, and she's been doing it all night.
Jansen
or all day, I guess.
Will go on to play at nearby Simpson College down in Indianola. They're going to get a good one down there for the Simpson Storm. Just a feisty guard that isn't afraid to mix things up. And just when you thought the Rockets, they get the stop that they need, we've seen her come away with a strip and transition. And then we've seen on out-of-bounds plays just almost having eyes in the back of her head, just knowing, like a cornerback in football, reading the quarterback. She has been that and some today as we're now under a minute. Dutcher navigating around. That was the 6th team foul on EBF.
Yeah, and this is the part where, you know, keeping your hands clean all game kind of gets you in trouble if you're down. And it's taking a lot of time, but hey, a turnover's not a bad way to get it.
Klein with her length just took it there. That really forced a difficult pass there on the entry for Pocahontas. And Klein, the senior, still trying to keep things alive for the Rockets, who call a timeout. And we'll take one as well on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Obsessively, relentlessly at your service. To me, it means being there 24/7. Rain or shine, during storms, after storms.
Being a first responder to the community, to my customers.
Being there to get the customers back on and to see the smiles on their face.
To provide the kind of reliability that we can hold our heads high about.
And we want to keep our customers safe. Safety's first around here.
And that's rewarding.
(45-36). Pocahontas on top of EBF. You got a shot there of the students section. Real good contingent coming in from the 3 communities of Eddyville, Blakesburg, and Fremont. First time as a consolidated school, a program to make it here at State. That's always one of the fun parts, Daniel, is the teams that make it here for the first time, or it's been a number of years, and that they really just relish the opportunity and the community comes to support them.
Yeah, they may get to Des Moines to watch other schools, but to finally get to watch their school on this floor and the kids that represent their community so well is just a fun, opportunity. Whether or not this game goes in their favor when all is said and done, just a really cool opportunity for them to be back here because, historically these 3 towns did have some 6-on-6 history, Blakesburg especially, but to have them get back here in the 5-on-5 days here 56 years later is pretty darn cool.
You look at Fremont, 1921 was when they were here at State. And so those 3 communities rich in basketball history have had a lot to be proud of with their team this year, but so has Pocahontas. After a terrific 3-year run, it took them a little bit to get back here, but this senior class have guided the team this season to great heights, and they will be well on their way for a fantastic matchup in the semis with Central Lyon. And now going into the reserves are the Indians. I believe we'll see the same with EBF. Once again, substitutions in today's game are brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. And this is also one of the cool moments, too, where the players that do so much in practice and also the players that like to hype everyone up, they get their moment here to step out on the big court in front of the bright lights here at the Well.
And a cool moment for Coach Tony Fenton, who's leaving his only starting senior on the floor in Whitney Klein, and now he's going to check her out last and give her own kind of ovation. I mean, this loss is going to sting, and it's not going to be fun, but if you're from, Eddyville-Blakesburg or Fremont, you might want to keep this route to Des Moines mapped out because a lot of that starting lineup is sophomores. They're not going to have Whitney Klein next year or years after, but this sophomore group is, I think, going to be a mainstay here over the next couple seasons.
Spot on right there. But today it was the experienced group of Pocahontas. Just something about when they make it here to Wells Fargo Arena, they know what it takes to play winning basketball here in its 10th overall trip. About a 3-second difference here between the shot and game clock. Ball being passed around, travel there on the Indians, and you love the enthusiasm from the student section.
Yeah, it's cool because they all go to school with these kids too, and they see them sitting on the bench and think, man, it'd be cool if they get a few points out there. And like you said earlier too, these players, they're not going to get recognition on the box score, but they get recognition in their own program for making the starting unit so much better in practices.
Last second attempts for EBF, but it's Pocahontas that powers through to the semifinals. They defeat Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont 47-36. We want to congratulate once again Coach Tony Fenton and his Rockets on a tremendous season, closing out at 24-1, while Pocahontas area, their team rolls on, now 21-4, won 14 out of their last 15 meetings, and will certainly be a tough customer for Central Lyon, who awaits in the semifinals. So here in just a few moments, we will go back to Tim Fitzpatrick, our public address announcer, for the trophy presentation.
In addition to receiving medallions, each participating player will receive a commemorative basketball provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards from the IGHSAU are Gene Berger and Gary Ross. Congratulations to head coach Tony Fenton and the Rockets from Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont on an outstanding basketball season. And now, Paige Malone will advance her team to the next round in the official bracket at center court. Congratulations, Indian fans. Your team advances to the 2A semifinals and will play Central Lyon on Friday at 11:45 a.m. And fans, on behalf of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, we thank you for coming out today and supporting your favorite team. And as a reminder,
and how
please
fitting
exit
that
the arena
one of
so
these
we can
6
prepare
seniors
for the next game.
puts their team there to advance to the semifinals. Pocahontas topping Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont 47-36. So, Daniel, final thoughts as we close out the 2A field. That's going to be a lot of fun for the semis.
I was going to say Central Lyon and Pocahontas area, Sibley, Ocheyedan, and Dike New Hartford. 2A is going to be just a back and forth affair. It's going to feel like the ball is literally bouncing off of every backboard, I think, for both sides, just how fast the game's moving. But what a fun semifinal round it's going to be. I think this Indian team is going to take a lot of confidence into it. 3 of those schools are from kind of the northwest corner of Iowa. They don't maybe play each other on a regular basis. Central Lyon and Sibley Ocheyedan do, but they all know of each other, and so I think that's going to make those matchups that much more fun.
Daniel, pleasure to work with you, my
Absolutely.
friend.
Same here.
Coming up next, we're just getting started with the fun. Bishop Garrigan and Martinsdale St. Mary's tipping off the Class 1A quarterfinals. So on behalf of our entire crew and with my broadcast partner Daniel Versteeg, I'm Hunter Phillips signing off from Wells Fargo Arena here in Des Moines. Thank you for watching our live coverage of the 2023 Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.